Good afternoon, everyone. Treasure Troller here from the mask-wearing militant state of Michigan, where we are under the dictatorship of Gretchen Whitmer. And if you don't believe me, just ask Kelly Stafford. So I was reading a tweet today from I believe she may be an independent reporter now. Her name is Emerald Robinson. She at one time was with One American News Network, whatever that was, the one that has Jack Posobiec on it. Well, anyways, she had said, what we are witnessing today is a nasty divorce between Donald Trump and the Republican establishment. And I think she's 100% correct. My take on it is a little slightly different than hers. My take on this thing, I've probably said it before in other vlogs, but when people sort of reaffirm what I say, I just sort of re-say what I say and say it again. Is you're going to see on the Republican side, you are going to see the Trump supporters sort of dictating, are trying to dictate policy, in a sense, fight for some causes. And if you're not a pro-Trump current politician, they're going to primary you. I think they're a huge voting bloc, and they have some influence, and they're going to exert that influence on people that did not help keep their president in office. I think it's a little bit different for the Democrats. All the Democratic candidates that actually ran, not hid in their basement, but ran, were all left-leaning candidates. Beto O'Rourke, Buttigieg, Kamala, Elizabeth Warren, Bernie Sanders. Tulsi Gabbard was probably the closest thing to a moderate, but she went left. They had to come up with this, Joe, he's a moderate. We all know he's not going to last. So once he's gone, I think the Democratic Party is going to start trying to push far left agenda. And if you're not on board with that, the current left party, you could say, are candidates or their other super fund PACs or whatever, they're going to primary Democrats. So you're going to see voters on the Republican side, in a sense, demanding primaries of non-MAGA candidates, and in the Democratic Party, you're going to see politicians from within the party primarying moderate Democrats. So I think that's where politics is headed over the next 2 to 4 years. You're going to see Democrats eating from within, and you're going to see Republicans, you're going to see, in a sense, MAGA supporters primarying RHINOS. So it kind of leaves, to me, a big gap in the middle of what's going to be interesting. Half the Democratic voters aren't far left. Half of them are moderate. And not every Trump supporter or everybody that voted Republican is MAGA. They vote Republican and they want to see Republican in, and there's going to be a big gap of moderate voters on both Republican and Democrat side. And it's going to be interesting to see if that electoral base is even talked about, if they don't even consider them. I mean, Democrats don't consider them. They went with far left candidates. Republicans, who's heard of a Republican that isn't part of MAGA? You don't think there's few out there? So the next couple of years might be interesting to see where the parties disassociate with certain voting blocks. So with that, this is Treasure Troller saying aloha and good day.